Uh, Hi, dear tutor and partners. Nice to meet you. Well, I'm here recording my video, following up activities, proposal on the rubric guide. So here is my introduction. In first place, it's important to to know a little bit. You know, my name is Camilo Torres. I'm from Colombia. I had enrolled the program of teaching English as a second language 3 years ago. I really like languages. I think it's really good this way of learning, using platforms and the virtual education gives you the chance to manage your time and do all the things, especially when you work. Um, right now, I'm living in Chia. It's just a small city close to Bogota. Uh, I've been working around for 5 years now. So, well, I think that's something about me. Um, there is some information about myself. You can find it on my profile. Information like my email address, my phone number. So if you would like to contact me, well, you can access to this, and we can get in touch. Okay, following up the next part, you know, about the questions to linguistic. So I'd like to share some of these questions. So I have this first question that I would like to share. That is, how do you compare the situation from Wallace Chafe at the beginning of the chapter with the purpose of linguistic? I think the quotation from Wallace Chafe is showing language as the glass, something that we hardly see. It's more about interpreting any language and the ability of listening to different sounds and rhythms that give us as humans this big chance to interact each other during our existence, acting out through different environments, being actively social and take linguistic and its purpose as the main tool, and we must learn how to use it in terms of taking the correct message behind communication and any particular language with proper meanings depending on how we get this final message is the final effect, and it will be reflected in probably actions that we eventually use, and these actions will be turned into conduct. That's how I compare this quote. And summarizing all ideas from the test, I think that's a possible answer to question one. Okay, then I'd like to continue with question two. Why do you think some people approach the study of linguistics with apprehensiveness? Is this your case? And explain. Okay, and here is my answer. In my view, I do not think that is my case. What I take from the test, or what I understood, is that some people may approach themselves to study linguistics in order to understand the language, but it's about linguistic approaching students to know how to use the language. Um, I think some part of the language is just how learners get to know the language, and it's just some components that we must be familiar with, in order to understand the structure of any of these languages, you know. And I also like to share um, the answer to question three. Is linguistics about correctness in language use? Explain it. I think all languages have a need of structures and resources in order to create a systematic way of communicative interaction depending on culture and communities. Linguistic work is about describing language and not about correcting or prescribing what we should do to have accuracy um, in using this language. I think it's more about um, uses, you know, and build language structure and patterns. making us understand that linguistic studies are approaching to a perspective that all languages are equal from a description of their linguistic, and it's not about classifying them. Okay, so well, guys, I think that's the answer I take from this test. Um, well, I hope that you really understand um these points of view, and eventually that you share your own answers. So this forum. Um, okay, guys. Well, again, nice to meet you, and thank you for your time. And I guess see you then in probably another activity. Bye.